Hey everyone, welcome to day 19 of my journey to financial freedom through trading. Today's a small red day. I just didn't execute well. My strategy presented itself multiple times. I just didn't quite execute well. Um, but at least I did step up to the plate on it. Um, we'll go over that. I, you know, I don't know. I have confidence in my strategy, but not really enough confidence in myself to like execute on it. So execution has definitely been the main thing, but I think I'll get there with time, right? A lot of it is experience, so I'll get there. I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, I'm working on a couple of resources to like take a bunch of pictures and put them in a Google slide presentation and organize them by, bull flag patterns, micro pullbacks, ABCD patterns, consolidations on the 5 minute chart, like kind of different patterns and stuff. So, um, yeah, I'll let you guys know when that's out. And yeah, so let's get into the trades I took today. So my goal for today and this whole week and really just going forward is to take starter early on strong 5 pillar stock, scaling out into high day in at 2 to 1, and adding on micro pullback and bull flag or ABCD patterns. So and go over the trade right here. First one, 635. So I got in right here. I really just kind of jumped in and then scaled out quickly, but I forced myself to jump in and take a starter. So it was a little bit of a gamble or whatnot, but that's okay. So my main setup is right here. So on this pullback right here, I'm not sure why I didn't execute it. I kind of was beating myself up for not executing it. But you see this micro pullback here, pops up near high day. If it shows weakness here, I should probably scale out just slightly and then add back right here. So this would kind of be an ABCD pattern. So ABCD rips up. Your entry would be here or here and for the break of high day. So then we get a 1 minute pullback. I took this right here for the break of this candle. I stopped out too early. I'm not sure why. I guess just because the risk was higher. I mean, this was like a $1 stop for a 2.5 gain. So it was higher risk to reward. I really should have held that and then added as this was squeezing up. That's something I'm going to work on. I have the film of that, and I'll probably add it to the slides and stuff. So yeah, so you get that first bull flag right here. It gives a longer pullback, but that's okay. So the first entry would be that candle over candle here. Stop should have been here, 620, and you wouldn't have gotten stopped out. But yeah, so that was that one. It tried to make this next one up. It failed. It broke here. You would have got stopped out for a loss, small loss. So 28 to, like a 50-cent loss or so, maybe 60 cent with the spread. The spread wasn't too bad on this one. So let's pull up. I'm just going to go through some pictures here. I'm going to add these to the slides too. PFSA, this was right as I was sitting down. These aren't the trades I took. This was in my sim account. I was trying to practice some things. But PFSA, you can see the micro pullback right here. Another one right here. Fails, you kind of get an ABCD pattern, but since it breaks below, that's a nuance of you probably don't want to take it here, at least for me, in my strategy. But yeah, so you get that first one there, doesn't quite work, and then it, falls off a cliff. So there's that one. There's EDBL first leg, 2 micro pullbacks, and 1 clean bull flag. The second bull flag would have been a loser. So this is what I was just talking about. First micro pullback, second micro pullback. First bull flag, second bull flag fails a little bit. So those were EDBL. VTIX popped up. You can see slightly higher float, so my criteria is usually less than 20 million. I know Rust traded this. I really should have. I just saw this red and I didn't take it, which, you know, oh well. Oh well. But this pattern works on, you know, most stocks, even if their float's slightly higher. So your first entry would have been here. Risk would have been down at 3. You would have had to target a just about 440, which would have been all the way up here, 440 just about, which it would have eventually hit, but this would be a higher risk play. I want to take smaller size in that one. And then right here would have been another entry. This is kind of an ABCD pattern, kind of grinds up and then it squeezes up. So I like the ABCD pattern on the 10-second. I've just been kind of noticing it recently. It seems as though kind of pops up, doesn't quite break out, and then once you make this like higher low, then that's when other people see it. They're like, oh yeah, this looks good, and then so people start entering, and you get a pretty large squeeze up. So first entry there, stop right at the low of this red candle, right under 3. Second entry here, stop at the low of this pullback right there. Boom, you get a nice squeeze up. It never gives 1 minute confirmation until it's all the way down here. And then it doesn't quite bounce off the lows. So there wouldn't have been a 1 minute play on this one. That was something I kind of missed, was that EDBL longer consolidation kind of ripped up at the open. I'm not sure why. I should have had this a little bit better, but you can see over here the 1 minute chart. I'm just realizing that I should probably move this over here. Just so that box isn't in the way. 1 sec. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. There's a little red box the whole time. Anyway, this one, you could probably play it off the 5 minutes somehow. I'm not good at these continuations, so I didn't play it. But you know, I'm sure there's possibility here, just treating it like a bull flag. So after that first 1 minute, second 1 minute, that would be down here. You might have gotten entry here and gotten stopped out. Flushes down. Another entry you could see is right here. Stop right here. Rallies up. Another entry right about there. And then dip and rip on the open. So that was that pattern. But yeah, I want to share the session. We're just gonna go through the replay a little bit for these ones. I think the audio and stuff should be fine. So let me move and just close Weevil. So boom, we sit down, get everything set up so we don't have to worry about that. DFNS initially, okay, PAVS. It's in my pants with all the dirt and then just like PAVS pops.
Paths running up.
Let me just turn the volume down a tad. I mean, you just can't take that pullback there. It's too risky. Yeah, the spread on this is too big, so you can't really take the pullback.
Yeah, volume on it is just way too light, and the spread is huge right now.
Volume is a little too light. I want to see 100,000 shares of volume before I take a trade, usually.
Running up.
Just it helps with the spread a lot.
And it has no news.
And it doesn't have news.
I said, and it has no news.
But I wanted to just share, you know, kind of what I'm looking at and a little bit of visuals of this. So the rest of this video is going to be live. recordings for a couple trades that I missed, and then the EDBL trade that I took, and how it could be different and stuff like that. So yeah, PAVS, watching it. This stock kind of has a nasty history. I know I've traded it before, and it was a little bit more up and drop. So yeah, but I just I think at least seeing the pattern can be important to some people. But it is a little bit choppy here. PAVS. So I didn't actually take a screenshot of this one. I need to get a screenshot after this. We can just speed it up a little bit. It basically just falls off. So I was thinking of PFSA, but really this one wasn't very good. So I'll just take a screenshot out for later. But yeah. PVS just isn't a good stock. So DFNS coming into the day, DFNS had all the attention. I don't trade continuation well at all, so I didn't really trade this. But I just don't know what to look for. I don't trust it. I feel like it's too choppy. It can just be hard to trade. I don't know what to set my risk off of, so I don't do well on these longer plays, especially second or third day continuation plays. So yeah, we're just gonna speed up through this area here. I don't really know exactly how you'd pray that, other than the break of these. It's a hard down. So boom, finds that level again. It's in this range. I don't know how you would trade this once again. Starts to pop up on a little bit more volume coming in there. Okay. There's a little move up, so you get that kind of break of the level, then it pops all the way back below it a bit. Then you get a little squeeze up. And we'll just keep it fast for now. So I don't really know how you would have traded this. Maybe an entry there. Yeah, I really don't know. So and then the MACD kind of negative for a lot of it. And it's weird. So anyways, we're just gonna skip pretty fast through this section here. I don't know. I've never traded these well. Okay, VRU pops up, not enough volume on it, just gives it all back. Watching again. TURB pops up, but it needs to break over the 200 EMA that's right there, and then over 2. But it doesn't quite do that. It kind of rejects off that level. Okay, now here we go. We'll see. Turn the volume back on. We're gonna watch this, in real time. So let's even go back just a tad. Boom. We're watching TURB. EDBL hits the scanner. Friday Momo scanner. So I'm still doing some checks on me. Once it hits the second time, I'm like, okay, this is starting to squeeze. quickly read the news.
EDBL. Running up.
Yeah, that's popping.
Has news that their product is in Walmart distribution. Side.
EDBL. Running up.
Others them trading on the
EDBL.
just like
Running
that.
up.
Pretty much number one
Any
leading
gainers.
gainer.
Starts pulling up.
EDBL.
Taking
Running up. EDBL. EDBL.
I'm not sure why this is so loud.
I just saw all.
Running up.
I don't need to do that.
There we go. Okay, I figured it out.
6. Okay, break through 6.
Running up.
I missed that.
Sorry if the audio is bad.
Dang it. Break through high day. And small size in the break of high day. Make the trade.
Wow. See that pop now?
Make the trade. Come on.
Huge pop.
Okay, so I missed this entry here and this entry.
So now I'm irritated that I missed the trade.
I should take it starter.
I had enough time to take it. I'm not sure why I didn't take it.
It's a 1 minute pullback.
I'm just gonna lower that a little bit.
Wait for 1 minute pullback. Wait for 1 minute pullback. There we go.
So I'm looking for a 1 minute pullback here. Gives that micro pullback.
Should have been that. Should have been.
It's the third micro pullback. Could have been an entry there, but I, typically don't trust the third one quite as much. Just from what I found, it doesn't work as often. And you're buying it more extended, so there's a little more risk. So yeah, topping tail. I'm kind of looking at the chart now. I see that level there. So you see that red candle? I just marked the top of that red candle. Just marked the top of that other red candle. So those are going to be areas of resistance.
856.
Once again, sorry about the volume. I figured it out though, so it should be better in previous or in following episodes. So I'm waiting for the 1 minute here. 1 minute bull flag. So it bounced off that 692 level. So you can see here 692, pretty much 7. You get that resistance and then it becomes support. So I could have potentially taken a starter there in the future. That's something I'll review later. I don't know if anyone takes those kind of dips where previous resistance becomes support, but that could be a nice trade there for sure. Let me know in the comments if you took that trade. So starts to break below 7. Kind of fluttering between 650 and 7. I say it might have pulled back too far. So spreads on this are a little bit still kind of big. You see 10-cent spreads every once in a while, kind of oscillating between 5 and 10. So not crazy, but bigger spreads. So we're still waiting on this 1-minute bull flag to form. So waiting for this bull flag to form. Let's see. Nice. Bouncing off the 90 MA a bit there. 90 MA and 6 as a key level. So I want to see a break over 7. I want to see a break over the whole dollar of 7. And then maybe we can get a squeeze back up. Bull flag confirmation. So I'm waiting for it. You can see how the candles started with bigger range here and are, coming down. That's a good sign of consolidation there. So that's nice. So I want to see a break 7. The high of that candle is 706. So I want to see it break 7 and then pop up to break that candle. There we go. So we get a little pop there, as you can see. I get in thinking it's going to rally all the way back up. I think that's a fine entry. I scale out. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's a bad habit. My stop right now should be at the low of that red candle. Right here. This should be my stop, which was about 620. But when it shows a little too much weakness, I get out. Even though it's right at the 90 MA, which is support. I'm obviously frustrated. So you're getting. I miss this one here. I miss this one here. So I miss those two early trades. That frustrates me a lot, This is a trade. This is a trade. I should have taken 3 positions here. Maybe 4. But let's watch the 1 minute for now. Let's watch the 1 minute forming. So stop still would be 22. That could be another entry or an add. With the break of VWAP, you could really add on these pops. Kind of scale into your position and move your stop up. Boom. There you go. So obviously I'm very frustrated. If I would have held, so again in here, first profit target at high day, that'd be a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward. If I had kind of kept to my rules, and it would have hit that time, which is pretty crazy. So I'm thinking maybe there's a micro pullback entry here now, which I don't think is a good idea given the topping wick. And giving also, I want to only trade the first two micro pullbacks. And then after that, I want to stick to the 1 minute and 5 minute chart. I think. I just feel like that's a bit safer. Now you can maybe use it to get in a little bit like earlier. Like here, maybe you could say, oh, there's support here. I'm going to get in here, even though it hasn't broken on the 1 minute chart yet until here. Get in here, you know? But I think this micro pullback wouldn't be a high probability trade. So now we're waiting on a second bull flag to form. So, and I'll just speed this up for you guys. You guys know what happens. So actually something else hit the scanner. You see this would have been the entry right here. Okay, let me do this. This would be better. Okay, see, you could see that, you know, the second entry here, and then it fails on that bull flag, second bull flag pattern. See what I got stepped out for a small loss. And then we have ENTX pop up, higher float. I don't really realize that until, you know, later. I just kind of pulled it up and wanted to watch the chart. But you can see it's really choppy. Higher float. So I didn't trade it. And EDBL starting to pop up again. You know, finding buyers there. But then it kind of flushes a little bit. It's just kind of looking, you know, reviewing. Yeah, I don't typically trade too well on these stocks that here's what might be helpful. Why? Okay, I don't think I typically trade well after the MACD crosses negative for the first time. I think, you know, once it crosses negative for, of course it's a lagging indicator, but once it crosses negative for the first time, I kind of see that as the first leg. We're done with the first leg. Now, if we got anything else, it'd be the second leg. So decoy hits our scanners. You know, pretty much meets criteria. The spread was bigger, so I didn't take this trade here. I did have it pulled up in time. Spread was bigger, and then it pulls back really far. So that might be another one I should take a picture of here. Just take a picture of that. Perfect. And then we'll watch EDBL do its thing again. So it bounces here on the 5 minute off that 9 EMA. You get a little squeeze. I don't know how to, you know, I don't know how to trade that. I'd like to learn at some point, but then BIYA is hitting our scanners. You know, this stock, it just pops up too often that there's going to be bag holders, there's going to be resistance. I don't trust it. Yeah, I just, at the end of the day, I just don't trust it super well. So, yeah, that happens. Maybe get a 1 minute pullback here. It pulls back super far. So it doesn't give a good 1 minute play there. EDBL, watching it again. you know, it's like 12 minutes to open. This one, okay, so VITX. We talked about this just a second ago, but VITX hits the high day Momo scanner. I don't pull it up super fast. It hits a second time. So I'm looking at it. I see the float is lower. But then it hits, you know, 4 times. Still haven't pulled it up yet. So hits the 5th time and starts running up. Still haven't pulled it up yet. Not sure why. It's a 6th time. And then finally I pull it up. So you get the, we got a nice, really nice squeeze up there. So I'm looking at it immediately. I'm thinking, oh, that could have been an entry. Just hear my comment there, maybe.
VTIX. Running up. VTIX.
So that could have been an entry there. I think I might have been muted at this time. So now we're looking at the second micro pullback here.
Running up.
Nice volume, nice light selling volume. See if we can get an entry. And there's an entry. Just get off the bottom of that red candle, 330.
VTIX.
Okay.
VTIX.
Wow, that's a pretty nice move. That's a pretty nice move up.
VTIX.
Just keeps going. So that those micro pullbacks would have worked.
Running up.
You know, the float was a little bit higher, but micro pullbacks would work.
Running up.
I'm not sure. I think maybe Ross traded this. I think I might have heard that.
Running up.
But yeah, you know, it presented opportunities there. Now we want to wait for the 1 minute pullback after those 2 micro pullbacks. Doesn't even give an entry on the 10-second chart for my, well, that could have been considered an entry maybe, just barely. You know, it's almost open. Starts to pull back a bit further. You know, it dumps, and then I take a picture for that slideshow I'm gonna work on. So yeah, that was the session today. I didn't execute very well, but I just reinforced the fact that my strategy works, and it works really well. So, you know, that's a good thing at least. EDBL, this is why I'm not trading at the open currently. This is why. EDBL just dumps. Halt down, halt down, halt down. BIYA at the open, rallies up, gives a little pullback, another wave up. So yeah. Anyways, those were my, you know, trades and not trades of the day. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna work on some other things for the channel. Let me know what you traded today. Yeah, I would love to hear that, and let me know anything you'd like to see as far as resources for the channel. If you click this video in the top right about here, you'll see a link to a playlist of amazing trading resources that I will also be working on. So thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. Stay safe. Stay green. And I will see you guys tomorrow for day 20. Bye now.